So hi Helen, thanks for your questions. How long did it take to get into race mode after the huge and emotional start? To be honest, it happens quite quickly because we spend 3 weeks sitting in Les Abdelon waiting for race mode to be turned on, and then finally when you're on the water, you start looking at the start line, you start looking at sails, what the choices are, the weather, speaking to the team, where they're going to get off, how much time they're going to leave, all of that sort of stuff. So fairly quickly you got enough stuff to think about to kind of put your head in other things, and then it's almost after the start that you have a little bit of a wow, what just happened moment. So yeah, I mean, we've had an active enough beginning of the race, not dwell over it too much, and to be honest, I'm just working on each milestone at a time. So Cap Finisterre, now Madeira's the next one, and then the Cape Verdes and the Doldrums. So not overthink the fact I'm about to go sailing for 3 months, or I'm starting a 3-month voyage, if you like. When you look at the tracker and it says you've just gone through the 24,000 mile barrier, there's a few reminders, but I mean, in terms of symbolically aboard, I mean, it's kind of things we know already at the moment. We're going down the Atlantic, going past Portugal, Cap Finisterre, the Atlantic Islands and things, so there's nothing big about it. I guess when we get to the southern Atlantic and we start turning left instead of into Brazil or somewhere, that could change, but at the moment, no, like you say, it feels just like another transat. Next question, is he surprised by how well he's managed to stick with Charlie and Johan so far? Was there a bit of a pinch yourself moment when you lead of the ranking on day 2? Yeah, I mean, for sure, I wasn't expecting this. I'm very much set out and just to try and sail my own race and sail tidily and sail as I know how to sail. And no, I didn't think that would leave me in the top pack. And I've had very few problems, which helps. And yeah, no, it's encouraging for sure. I mean, how long it will last depends on lots of things like weather. When the sea state isn't too big, my boat goes okay. At the moment, it's surprising that the boat's going this well in the sea state there is. It's not huge, but it's not great either. And then I had Charlie overtook me at 3 knots faster last night, just to remind me not to get too excited. But no, I mean, it's encouraging, and yeah, to say I was leading the Vendée Globe is quite a special thing to do, isn't it? But there you go, we're a long way on day 2, not day 80. Day 80 is when it counts. But yeah, we'll carry on sailing like I am now, try and keep it tidy and not overthink things, and see how it turns out at the end. So we just came up to Madeira. While I'm reading this, we're 80 miles away, so I've taken the choice to go to the north of it at the moment, unless there's some reason to go a last minute change. It looks like Johan has chosen to go south of it, so it'll be interesting to see how that comes out. I was worried about the wind shadow. And then the Canaries, the weather files don't really agree at the moment, so we've got some new ones coming out a bit later, and we'll reassess again. But yeah, basically the trade winds aren't very stable, aren't very solid, and aren't really there. So the question is, we do go down the African coast, or through the Canaries down the African coast, trying to find some wind, or do you go try and push through the light stuff and get a better angle in the light trades that exist on the other side of those? So I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. And how are he and the boat holding up? Yeah, I think what's the expression of the Vendée Globe was a problem a day, and we're keeping up with that. But at the moment, no majors. Probably the biggest problem I had was last night. My autopilot decided to just silently let go and jibe the boat, and I found myself walking on the walls with the keel on the wrong side, the sails on the wrong side, and just laying down flat. And so I had 10-15 minutes to sort that out and get the boat up and going again, and then trying to figure out what was wrong with the autopilot. So I've gone on to autopilot 2 now, and I'll try and fix the 1 when the conditions are a bit calmer again. We've still got a bit of wind and a bit of waves, so it's not just time to start turning autopilots on and off. But when it's lighter, I can try and do that again. Yes, a few other small niggling issues, but nothing that's impacted me really. Some things I've dealt with, some things I'll deal with when it gets lighter. But yeah, no, the autopilot's probably the most concerning one. If I don't have a primary autopilot this early in the race, it'll be a bit of a bummer, but I'm confident, I'm hopeful we can get a fix on it.